Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to the 2:30 stretch break. I hope we're all ready to get some nice movement in today, this afternoon. If there's anything that is super tight, that you'd want me to work on, as always, you can go ahead and drop that in the chat, and I will add that into what we are going to be doing today. So if you drop that in at any time, I'll go ahead and see it. You can always unmute yourself. Neck and shoulders. Ooh, yes, we can definitely add some neck and shoulder stuff in there too. We did a little bit this morning. More than happy to add some in there again. We can always use some more neck and shoulder stretches. Okay, so what we're going to do to start off is we're going to do the world's greatest stretch. This is my favorite stretch. So we're going to start off in the top of our space here. And standing just on both our feet, we're going to go ahead and we're going to interlace our fingers, grab one knee, pull it towards our chest. So I'm starting with my right leg, pulling my right knee towards my chest. You can do an ankle circle or two here if you would like. And we're going to do a big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to step back into a reverse lunge. So that right foot is going to go back. Our back leg is going to stay nice and straight. Hands are going to go on the inside of our front foot. So my right foot is in the front. Or sorry, my left foot's in the front. My left hand is directly next to that left foot. And on our next exhale, we're going to bring that left hand towards the ceiling and we're going to gaze past that thumb. So our neck is also rotating and we're keeping that back leg nice and straight, getting a nice little hip stretch in here as we open up through the chest, getting some good rotation through the spine here. And on our next exhale, we're going to take that left hand, place it on the outside of our front foot, and we're going to push ourselves up into a nice hamstring stretch. So that front leg is going to be nice and straight, feeling the pull in the back of the hamstring here. And we're going to bring our face as close as we can get to that knee, really getting a nice hamstring and calf stretch out of this. Big, deep inhale. And on that exhale, we're going to go ahead and bring our right foot next to our left foot. And we're going to stand on up. Wonderful. Great job, everyone. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to take my hands, interlace my fingers, scoop up my left knee, bring it in towards my chest, keeping that core tight, help with balance. You can do an ankle circle or two here, kind of get some rotation going. And on the next exhale, we're going to step back into a reverse lunge. And our hands are going to come again on the inside of that front foot. So the right foot is in the front, right hand is right next to that front foot here. And our back leg is nice and straight. And on our next exhale, we're going to bring that right hand towards the ceiling, gazing past that thumb. So we're nice and straight through the shoulders, getting some spine rotation. Back leg is nice and straight, feeling that stretch through the hip. And on our next exhale, placing that hand on the outside of that front foot, pushing our bodies up into that hamstring stretch. So we're bringing our head, our face as close to the knee as we can, feeling that stretch all through the back of the front leg. So feeling a nice hamstring stretch, getting a nice little calf stretch here as well. And on our next exhale, placing our left foot next to our right foot, we can stand on up. Wonderful. Great job, everyone. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make our way onto the ground and we can actually start off in a plank position here. So we're going to get onto our hands and our toes. And we're actually going to do a nice pigeon stretch here. So I do think it's the easiest way to get into the pigeon stretch from the plank position. So we're on our hands. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start with my left leg here. I'm going to bring my left knee. I'm going to place it right in between my two hands. So let me move my camera a little bit so you guys can see this a little bit better. So we're in that plank position, knee coming right in between those hands in the front. And the back leg is going to be nice and straight on the ground here. So we're trying to get the butt as close to the ground as we can. And we should start to feel this stretch right in the back of our glutes here. A nice little piriformis stretch too. And you can either stay here on your hands if that's comfortable, or you can come down to your knees and get a little bit closer to that front knee here. And our back leg, again, nice and straight here. Nice big deep breaths into the belly, feeling that low back, feeling our hips expand. And exhaling, sighing away any tension we feel through our hips and maybe a little bit through that low back as well. Great job, everyone. Really breathing into that tension, sighing any hip tension we feel away. And we're going to do one more big inhale here and slowly exhale. And we're going to make our way back onto our hands. So pushing our upper body back up. And we're going to tuck that toe of the back leg and push ourselves up back into that plank position. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So big inhale, exhaling, placing that knee in between our hands. Back leg is nice and straight, feeling that stretch through the back of the hip. And again, if this is a good tension for you, go ahead and stay there, or you can make your way onto your elbows, or even you can put your face on the ground if you really are that flexible today and if that feels good for you. So whatever is most comfortable for you today, whatever is available, whatever position's available, that's what we want to aim for this afternoon. We're going to get a nice hip opener, that piriformis muscle, tiny muscle right under the glute that gets really tight if we've been sitting for the majority of the day. I know I have, so it feels very nice. It's very tight for me today. Inhaling nice and deep into the belly, exhaling away that tension that we feel. Relaxing into the stretch. And one more big inhale here. And we're going to slowly exhale. And we can go ahead and place our hands on the ground. We're going to tuck that back toe. And we're going to go back into that plank position. And from here, we can actually push ourselves up into a little bit of a down dog position here. Getting a little bit of a nice back and shoulder stretch here. And then we're going to walk those feet towards our toes. And we're going to slowly roll up into a standing position, one vertebra at a time. Head, neck, and shoulders out. Last thing to come up. I just pulled my hair. Wonderful. Good job, Jazzy. And once we're standing, we can go ahead and do a little bit of some chest and a little bit some neck circles here as well. So let's go ahead and start off with those neck circles. So we're going to go ahead and, as we're standing, core is tight, back is flat, feet are about shoulders apart. We're going to bring our chin down to our chest. And from here, you can go in whichever direction you would like to. We're going to slowly start bringing our head around in one giant circle. Going at a nice pace here. If you feel any, or you hear any pops or cracks, as long as there's no pain associated, then we're doing okay here. Try and let that neck do all the work. Some nice stretching in here as well. Let's go ahead and make this one that we're on our last one here. And once we finish that one, we can go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. It's all over the place today. So now we're just switching directions here. We're going to try and aim for about 3 each direction. So really making the biggest circle that we can. Good job, everyone. Wherever we're at, let's go ahead and make this our last one. And once we finish that, we can gently bring our head back to center. And the last thing we're going to do today, let's go ahead and we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. We're going to push those knuckles towards the ground, pushing those shoulders away from each other, pulling them away from each other, pushing those knuckles into the ground, and gazing up towards the ceiling. This is going to give us a nice shoulder and chest stretch here, rounding everything out, really doing the opposite movement here that we are normally doing during the day. We tend to hunch over the computer, even if we're standing. So this is going to help offset that a little bit. Give us a nice shoulder chest stretch here. And one more big inhale. And slowly exhale. You can gently release those hands. You can kind of shake those arms out a little bit if you need to. That's going to be all the time we have for today for this afternoon stretch break. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope we all feel nice and refreshed after that. I know I always feel good after a nice little afternoon stretch break. Don't forget, we do have one more class today at 4:30, abs and core with Luis. So he's definitely going to give y'all a good ab workout if you attend that class later today. And then we do have not exercise exos. Tomorrow's not Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We have boot camp with Luis at 12, as well as another stretch break at 3 p.m. with Brittany. So don't miss out on those. And as always, you can check out our SharePoint site, as well as our Slack channel and our YouTube for any other classes you'd like to check out. So, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.